Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, for all of us who keep saying over and over again that this is about some globalization and quote-unquote new world order, and you thought we're crazy, or we're just saying that, we're exaggerating, we're paranoid. Joe Biden yesterday said these exact words: there's going to be a new world order out there. Wow. An admission. And that's what they want. The American Communist 10 want the entire new world order that we don't. The White House warned that there is going to be a global food shortage. They sound like Jimmy Carter, all the gloom and doom. And I want to stress this. For all of you who think that we have to just sit back and not do anything anywhere, well, you're wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, let me go on record that I am not an isolationist at all. I'm somebody who believes that the American military needs to be the biggest and baddest, that our economy needs to be the biggest and baddest, and that because we are so economically and military strong, we are able to get our way around the world when we need to for our best interest. You see, if you're the President of the United States, your number one job, both foreign and domestic, is what is in the best interest of America. Now, having said that, back to the food shortage issue, is if you know Russia and Ukraine supply 1/3 of the world's wheat, and they provide other critical elements like nickel, neon, palladium, and so forth and so on, should you not do everything you can to prevent that war? Yes. Joe Biden did everything to let the war happen because he wanted the war to happen. It's on him. The UN says we should endure high gas prices for the good of the planet. Another globalist position. Do you want to endure high gas prices? All part of their scheme. Oil, by the way, hit $112 a barrel. Incredible. I've been holding off on this because I keep forgetting it, but the next topic is Russia versus American Communist 10 censorship. And I want to put up the American Communist 10 list so you can see it again, especially for those that have never seen the list. I put it together. By the way, I now own the trademark for the American Communist 10. And think about all the censorship that has gone on in this country. It's now going on even in Ukraine and Russia. It's unbelievable. Russia says to Facebook, Instagram. Well, look what Facebook, Instagram, the American Communist 10 does to us for censorship. In other words, the American Communist 10 in this country is no different than Russia when it comes to censorship. When they don't like what you're saying or writing or posting, this is what happens. You know, there's a great, and I'm going to butcher it because I don't have it committed to memory, but there's a great Martin Luther King Jr. quote about, you know, injustice of one is an injustice for all. They come for you, they come for all of us. It's so true. Meanwhile, you got somebody, Russell Brand, who, by the way, we used to always be liberal. And this cracked me up. He did a bit saying media, government, and big business are after censoring you. And I thought to myself, no, there's more than that, Russell. By the way, good for you, Russell. 3 members of the American Communist 10 he recognizes. He left off 7 more. But you see, people are getting it. There was a story about Lunchflation being up 11%. By the way, this is not a small thing. Let's focus on it just for a brief moment. Imagine if you pack your lunch. Well, obviously, it's going to cost you more to pack your lunch with grocery prices, right? Let's say you always buy your lunch. For whatever reason, you can't pack your lunch or you don't pack your lunch. Think of what eating lunch 5 days a week, if it's up 11%, does to you. Ouch. There was a story out about China being a lender to the poor countries and raking in about $12 billion in interest this year. They started doing this a few years back under the Obama administration, and it was a wonderful thing for them and a bad thing for us, where China was going around and increasing their world influence by helping out all these poor countries. Those of you that say no to all foreign aid, you gotta let China be the foreign aider? Gotta strike these balances, folks. And by the way, speaking of borrowing, debt enslaves. One of my heroes, the great lawyer Jerry Spence, wrote a book about this, of how Americans are enslaved. This was like 20 years ago. I think it had the word liberty in it. But as he pointed out, debt enslaves. By the way, you know what it feels like. I've been in bad debt. You've been in bad debt. Everybody's been in bad debt. When I say bad debt, a lot of debt. And it does enslave you, does it not? What do you think is happening to America with our national debt? Going over $30 trillion. We are enslaving ourselves to that debt. Russell Fry in South Carolina is up 10% over Tom Reyes, who was the impeachment voter against Donald Trump. Trump has endorsed Russell Fry. Think about that. How incumbents win over and over again. The Trump-endorsed candidate, who I met at Mar-a-Lago, is up 10%. New York City, unemployment up 7.5% as workers refuse to return to work. Incredible. Sarah Palin is considering a comeback, running for Don Young, the Republican congressman, the longest-serving Republican congressman, who recently passed away. Apple, $200 million in public subsidies. I tell you, why should we ever get... By the way, part of my governor's platform is no more corporate welfare. Biden has warned us that there's coming cyber attacks. Remember this fool telling Putin that please don't cyber attack this and this, but you're allowed to cyber attack this. Putin, can you imagine electric grid goes down, internet goes down? It's scary stuff, folks. That's why I got a generator. I need to stock more water and food. Google, the woke company itself, is sued for racism. Point, you're never woke enough. You go down the woke path, that goal line just keeps moving. That goalpost keeps moving. Kamala has just lost her 10th staffer. 10! Working for Kamala. She must be a peach. Hunter's laptop. You know, this was supposed to be Russian disinformation. New York Times admits it. Dorsey admitted that they mishandled it. It is a crime upon our country, the way Hunter's laptop was handled and the information contained in that. Hunter Biden, Jim Biden, Joe's brother, and Joe Biden are political global gangsters. On top of that, Hunter Biden is a despicable human being as you ever want to know or read about. Sean Reyes, a Trump-supported man, is considering challenging Mitt Romney at the U.S. Senate in Utah. We can only hope. Mortgage rates rise above 4% for the first time since 2019. Joe Biden's headed to the NATO conference. Joke. Judge Jackson hearing began yesterday, and Judge Jackson looks like an affable person. She would be the first black woman to the United States Supreme Court. The Democrats can confirm her regardless, so she is going to get confirmation. It is interesting to see how she went light on sentencing on sexual pedophiles of children Kind of bothersome. Typical liberal, though. That's what they do. But she's going to get confirmed. It's all a circus. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.